Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is extra exciting because it is my birthday. So my birthday is April 14th and I was born in 1993. So this year I am turning the big 24. I wanted to start a tradition on my channel where I made birthday videos because birthdays are a really big deal to me, and I know that some people just see it as like age is just a number. I get it, but I think it's a big deal. Like, lots of people don't turn the age that you're turning, which is really morbid, but it's true. Like, a birthday is a blessing. A birthday is another year, a second chance. It's such a big deal, and a lot of people don't give it the seriousness and like the celebration that it deserves. So I am a firm believer in big birthday celebrations. So I'm going to be starting a new tradition here on my channel, and that is what this video is going to be all about. It's going to be my first video in hopefully a long line of birthday videos, and what I'm going to be calling them is my hopes and highlights. It's going to be all about the things that all of my highlights from my previous year and then my hopes for the upcoming year. Now, I'm not one of those people who's very big into New Year's resolutions, just because Christmas time is so busy for me that honestly, January rolls around so fast, and I haven't sat down to think about my life and like what happened in that year whatsoever. But by the time April rolls around, I'm kind of like out of the groove of holidays and kind of into the groove of like spring and just starting fresh, and it's just such a good time for me mentally that I really want to use this time to be able to kind of use it as my new year. Kind of evaluating my year as the previous age and then the year coming up as like my new age. So that is what this video is going to be all about. And yeah, if you have let's go ahead and just get right on into it because I have a lot to talk about. Head and start with the highlights from this last year. Originally I was gonna go through and kind of give you month by month like what happened, the exciting thing, but there's been a lot of big moments this year, but not a ton. And then on top of that, it's like most of the big moments are never really actually big moments for me. Like, it's always the little stuff in between. So what I had in mind instead is to kind of share with you some of the big memories that stand out in my mind that happened in the last year, and then just kind of go over some stuff that I really loved this year. So the first thing that really stood out in my mind, the big thing that happened in the last year, is I went to Disneyland last May, which was really cool. My first trip going with my boyfriend Blake, and it was just such a fun time. We had an absolute blast, and we got to go with our nieces and my whole family, and it was just really special. And I did vlog that trip. It was my first like travel vlog, and I'll go ahead and link that video down below so you guys can check it out, or I'll put it up here somewhere on the screen so that you guys can click through and watch that if you'd like. Disneyland was a blast. I loved it. And then the next kind of big thing that happened is for my birthday last year, my mom was very sweet and got me tickets to Nick Jonas and Demi Lovato, which I know you're gonna hardcore judge me right now. I have loved Nick Jonas since I was like 13 years old, and the love has not gone away. He just gets better and better with age, honestly. I love him, so I begged for tickets for my birthday because I just really wanted to see him. It was such a fun concert. It was like my first concert where I had actually truly wanted to go so bad since my very first concert of seeing him as the Jonas Brothers when I was younger, and it was such a throwback for me, and I loved it. And I love his new music too, so it was really great. Another big thing that happened is I had my very first dance recital as a teacher, and that was a really big deal for me. I don't think I've mentioned this on my channel yet, but I danced from the time I was 7 all the way up until I was 18, and then danced a little bit in college too. The studio that I danced at growing up was such a special place for me, and so after college I got a job there and I teach dance there a couple times a week. And, last year was my first year of like coming back and being like a full-time, well, not full-time, but being an actual teacher, and then seeing the dances that I've worked so hard all year on stage, and it was such a cool experience, such a surreal experience for me. And on top of it, my niece had her very first dance recital, so it was really cool, and I was that like really awkwardly proud auntie on the side of the stage just watching seeing her just so excited and giddy, and it totally melted my heart, and is such a special memory from last year. And the most recent kind of big thing that happened is I went on my very first cruise. But anyways, I went on a little like ladies cruise with some girls from my family, my mom and my aunties and my grandma, and we met some of my cousins from Arizona, and it was so much fun. It was a 3-day cruise from LA to Mexico. It was so relaxing because honestly, I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise, but there's not really much to do, especially on a smaller cruise boat, and honestly, I needed that refresher. So it was very, very fun for me. I absolutely loved that trip. Just like little moments in between this year, I really got to spend a lot of time with my nieces. Being away at college, I didn't get to spend a lot of quality time with them, especially with my oldest niece, just because, you know, she was born in the middle of my college experience, and I lived 2 hours away, and so I only got to see her on weekends or whenever I would come home. Last year, I've really been able to just take my nieces out to frozen yogurt and spend quality time with them. A couple other things, I got to really adventure with friends this year. One of my very, very good friends, we went hiking together and just kind of explored different towns during the summer last year, and that was so fun. And then Blake and I's closest friends from college got together for like a college camp out, college reunion weekend, I guess, at a cabin, and it was so much fun. That was such a highlight of my year. Just spending like 3 days with people who like became your family for 4 years was really, really fun. I absolutely loved that, and I can't wait till we get to do that again. Just more moments like that. It's those little things in between all the big things that make like the year great, you know? Yeah, it was such a fun year. I got to do a lot of fun stuff. I mean, that's a pretty good year, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it for my highlights that I wanted to go through. Next, we'll go ahead and get into my hopes and like my goals for this next year as a 24-year-old. So kind of saying goodbye to 23 and saying hello to 24, and I'm so excited. 23 was a difficult age for me. I wasn't in the spot that I thought I was going to be at that age, and that was a really big thing for me to get over. Expecting to be in this particular spot at this certain age and then being at the complete opposite was really hard as the whole year of 23. And 22 was even worse. 22 was by far the worst year of my entire life. And I know it sounds so melodramatic and just totally emo, but it really was. It was such a difficult adjustment year. 23 was basically me getting over all of the issues and like the things that went bad in 22. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I think 24 is going to be so much better than 23 and 22, just because the last couple months I've finally gotten to this place of just being who I want to be rather than the entire world's expectation of who I am supposed to be, and that goes with, you know, where I'm living, what job I'm holding, the sense of style I have, the types of social media posts I do, you know, like all of that stuff. There's such an expectation to be the best and to be perfect, and so important to be yourself. And that sounds so dumb because people have made such a cliche out of it. But it is important to be you. It's important to be who you want to be, and I think that the last couple months I've really gotten back into that, which is why I'm hoping that overall 24 is just a year where I've finally kind of come into my own, if that makes sense. Like I've finally gotten to the place where I want to be, at least on the track that I want to be and on the road that I want to be on in this crazy life. And I'm hoping that 24 is that age, and I'm going to work really, really hard to make so that it's that age. I'm ready to be completely confident in who I am as a person and who I'm becoming. And yeah, I'm overall hoping 24 is that age that happens. And my next hope kind of goes along with that I become the healthiest that I've ever been. And this is important to me because I used to be very, very fit, very, very healthy. And the last couple years of college, and definitely the last year and a half being at home, has really, really been a challenge for me. I would say like senior year of college until recently has just been difficult in all areas. It's been such an emotional roller coaster the last couple years that I just let my health slide, honestly. It wasn't the most important thing to me. There were so many other things going on in my mind that it just got pushed to the back burner. Really hard to talk about. I don't know why this is so hard to talk about for me. But yeah, it was very hard for me to keep my health on track because it was the last thing in my mind. I don't want that to be for 24. I want to finally get to a point where I feel completely confident in my own skin, not only mentally and emotionally, but also physically. I feel like you project whatever you feel about yourself. And as much as people will always say like, oh, it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what you look like. I think it does, not because it matters what other people think you look like or what other people think you should look like, because you should love what you look like and the body that you're in. And honestly, the last couple years, I've hated the body that I'm in. I've kind of come to the conclusion the last couple months that I don't think I'll ever be what I was, and I'm glad for that because I hope that I can be even better. And that's kind of my hope for 24, is to just get to kind of my ultimate health. Maybe not the healthiest I'll ever be in my life, but the healthiest I've been up till now. So really want to find exercise that I love. Over the last like 6 to 8 months, I have been like lifting weights, going to a gym, and I really like it a lot. It's fun, but I kind of want to find something that's all my own. And one thing I really loved in college was yoga. I took a class and I thought it was so fun and very relaxing, and I felt like I was mentally and physically just very healthy at that point. And to learn yoga, not master it, but just go take classes and learn it, and it be something that I do weekly just for me. And it not only will help with my health physically, but also help with my health mentally and emotionally and everything else that goes along with it. So I'm really excited about that. I already signed myself up for some classes that I will be starting next week. Then the next goal that I have this year is to kind of get into my next adult stage, which some of you may be thinking like, what does that even mean? But since graduating, I've been living with my parents, which is difficult, not because my parents aren't amazing, because they really are, but just because it's really hard to be independent for 4 years and then come home and be dependent on someone else. I'd love to move into that next phase, hopefully within the next couple of months, of just moving out and having my own place. That is a big goal of mine this year. It'd be a little bit controversial to say on my channel, but I hope to make this YouTube and blogging thing a full-time thing for me. The reason being is not because I need to just make all of this money for it. It's actually because I love producing videos, I love to make them, I love to edit them, I love everything about it, and I'm really getting into a groove here on YouTube, really becoming very creative with it, I feel like, and I would love to be able to do that full time. I would love to put all of my attention and all of my brain power into making this channel something really great, and it's really hard to do when you work and do this on the side. A lot of work goes into this, and I would really love to be able to do it full time. And I'm sorry if that offends you guys, but that's a really big goal of mine, and I wanted to share it on here. The last thing for this year is to just be more me. I don't want to get bogged down by all of the pressure, right? Like, I felt so much pressure after graduating college to get a job, to do this, to do that, to not move back in with my parents, to not save money, to not do this, to not do YouTube. I just kind of finally decided, you know what, you're gonna do something for yourself, which is why I started this channel. I want to keep that, you know, notion in my head that it's not about what everybody else is expecting me to do, but more about what I would like to do and the vision that I see for my life, because nobody else is living my life but me. Nobody else has to walk through my day-to-day other than me. And like, I want to be able to create that day-to-day walk exactly what I want it to be and not exactly what somebody else wants. And that just goes for any area in your life, you know? Like, it's such a deep subject for me, and like, this is the kind of videos that I would like to start making more of. And if you would like to see those, go ahead and give this a thumbs up or let me know down in the comments. But I really think that it's so important to be genuine and to be just honest with yourself and what you want, and it's so hard to do, especially in today's society of all of these things being thrown at you all the time, and all of these people to look up to and to aspire to and to be, and like, you should never ever want to be anyone but genuinely yourself. Yeah, I want to keep true to myself, and especially moving forward with this channel and with, you know, all of my other stuff, I want to be who I am, and I don't know, just be me genuinely. So it sounds so cheesy and stupid, but that's my biggest hope for 24. I'm so happy to have started this channel and to kind of have this outlet. And I just, you know, want to thank you guys for kind of sharing it with me and celebrating my birthday with me. And yeah, I guess that's the end of this video. Those are my highlights of 23 and my hopes for 24, and I hope that you guys really, really loved this video. And if you did, please remember to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys so soon in my next video, which, by the way, is a really, really fun video where I'm gonna take you along for my birthday. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys so soon in